Okay, hi you all. Okay, hi, I'm Cece and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, just hi. If you're someone who watches me often, welcome back. So I said in an earlier video that I wanted to start talking more about my business, markets, and just pass along information for other people who may be thinking about starting a business. So that's what this video is going to be about. My first market was in May, and I will be doing markets every month, the first Sunday until October. So that's why I wanted to start this series, just in case anyone is out there wondering how to start a business, wondering what are some things that they need for markets. Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? That's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. This is a little different formatting for me, but I'm gonna give it a try. I wanted to do this as a voiceover as I was actually at a market, but I'm still fairly new to recording for YouTube, so I couldn't quite get it down packed, especially because I'm by myself when I go to markets and I don't have a lot of time for setup, so it's really important that that's where I focus my energy and efforts. But I realized that I was coming up on my third market and I had not done this video because I wanted it to look a certain way or I wanted it to be perfect or whatever. It led me to inaction and I don't think that's fair. So I don't have to work until 12 o'clock today. And I was like, you know what? Let me bust out my table. Let me sit down and let's do this. Let's do this. So before I get started, I wanted to talk about what my business is. I call my business a lifelong project because where it's at right now is really in its infancy stage. We're still trying to birth and formulate the business itself. But my business is called Hedonist. It is an online e-commerce gift shop, and in a perfect world, if I had a whole lot of money, it would actually be a shopping experience in a brick and mortar. I sell plants, I sell plant accessories, I sell sustainable gifts, meaning that I try to focus my efforts on sourcing product that was made here in America, that comes from other small businesses that do align with the verbiage of sustainability in, again, both verbiage and in action. And I also sell secondhand goods. This is all under the store. Okay, mixing a little bit of old with the new, all of my favorite things. I started this business in probably right around the pandemic when we were getting free money because that's what a lot of people were doing. And I didn't realize that I had a lot of fears and a lot of things that I thought, and just, I needed to make a mental shift. So I'm really proud of where I started versus where I'm at right now. Full transparency, I don't make any money, okay? This is definitely right now a girly business, meaning that, y'all know the memes when they're like, you wanna open up a coffee shop, a flower bookshop that doesn't make any money? That's what this is right now. It's all for vibes and it's all for fun. But I do still take it very seriously because one day I would love this to generate enough income that I can sustain it and this can be my all-encompassing baby. At the moment though, I already work a full-time job. I am outside of the house. I don't even work from home. I am a manager that takes a lot of my energy. I have a 7-year-old. I already have a lot of stuff going on, but my business is just mine. It's that one thing where I feel like if I put a little bit of energy and effort into it every day, it can blossom into something beautiful. But I'm not delusional that blossoming is going to take a very long time. And that just because I'm not making money right now doesn't mean that I'm not gonna make money in the future. So I wanted to set that record clear first because I know when we're online, there's a lot of people who are making $15,000, $30,000, $50,000 in their first years and first months of business. And I love that for them. That's super inspiring. That is not me. So the people who I am talking to today are people who they're trying to transition passion projects over into legitimate businesses. Maybe you have been doing your passion project and people are encouraging you to do a market and you're overwhelmed and you're nervous and you don't know where to start. Or people who are taking their business very seriously, they want to get out there and talk to more people. And again, they just want to know what are some things that other people are taking, what experiences they've had and what has been benefiting them. This is not a video for people who are making $50,000 a month from their business. But if you are, maybe leave your information below and people can reach out to you and look for you if they need it. So that's a little bit about my business and where I'm at and who this video is targeted for. So let's get into the juice. There are different types of markets. So when I looked back at my video, my actual first market was in February of this year. But when I started doing markets, I started at a coffee shop. When I started at a coffee shop and it was super tiny, I did not have to bring my own table. I did not have to bring my own chairs. So those things were not required. So anytime you're doing a market, you can reach out to the coordinator and ask them what will be provided. Based on what's provided, you will then know what to bring next. So let's say if you're a craft business, right? And you're going to do a market at a church. The church may already provide tables and chairs for you, right? But there are other things that you can still bring that's not just your product that can help you start to develop more of a business acumen and a business mindset and help you do little by little if that's something that you want to do. So let's use that as an example first. We are going to a market, the tables are already provided and the chairs are already provided. What else do I need to bring? I always suggest bringing a notebook, a pen, something where you can write notes. If you all watch my channel, I'm a writer. I prefer to do things with pen and paper, but any way that you can take notes will be suffice. And some of the things that I think you may want to take notes on is how, you can tally how many people you saw that day. You can tally what your most popular item was. Did you bring enough product? Did you not bring enough product? What did people gravitate towards? In the business cohort that I'm in, we just did a market analysis. So maybe one or two questions that you may want to ask your customers so you can figure out what people are looking for. But any sort of little notebook that you can track your ideas, track your successes, track your opportunities, this will be really, really helpful. So a pen and a journal. This is also a great tool to use if you want to capture emails, which I highly suggest, but I'm going to ask people what other things they want to do besides emails because I feel like it's really junky, even though it's still beneficial. So you can also use this to capture people's emails if they want to stay in contact with you, cell phone numbers. I went to a concert once and this girl asked everybody for their phone number and me like a weirdo gave it to her. But she uses it to market directly to the people who gave her her number. So I know when her concerts are, I know when she drops new merch, and it's very sporadic, but I thought that was a really cool way to keep in touch with your customers. So those are some ideas that you can use, but definitely something to write down about your market day if you already have a table and chair provided. Okay? The second thing that I think you should consider when you're doing a market is how long are you going to be there? A lot of the markets that I've done are all day events. We're talking about anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, and that includes setup and that includes breakdown, right? So with you being there that long, I know for me, I accept a lot of different forms of payment. So my cell phone is very, very important, and it's a crucial part of my business and customer experience. With that being said, you may want to know if you are by an outlet. I went to a market once and I was sitting perfect location. I was sitting right in front of an outlet, which means that when my phone was not in use, it was charging. Think about how quickly your battery goes on a day-to-day, and then triple that, because now you're maybe sharing your Instagram. Now you may be accepting payments. You may be doing a lot more, capturing content. You may be doing a lot more on your phone. So if you do not know if you are near an outlet, if they have an outlet, if an extension cord or anything like that is allowed, I highly suggest backup batteries. And honestly, I suggest you get 2. I got this one from Target naturally, and I'm really considering getting one more. They're great to use and just to have in what I like to call my little emergency container. And in my emergency container are things that I will need to help my business experience and to help my customer experience in the event that I can't get to something, right? So it's nice to be by an outlet. However, I don't anticipate nor expect to be by an outlet. So how do I ensure that all of my electronics are still operational during the time that I'm at the market? Backup batteries, okay? Charge your phone the night before, charge all of your backup batteries, literally however many you want to bring, and keep those handy. So I guess then also with your backup battery, you want your backup battery charger and you want your phone charger, okay? Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. You do not want your phone to die. Your phone dying, in my opinion, has to be the most horrific thing that could happen at a market next to wind. But backup batteries. So y'all, and I don't be feeling like editing all this stuff out. Okay, so what happened to me was I started in coffee shops, and these were my bread and butter, right? What happens at coffee shops? People already are feeding you. You have access to water. That's great. The next thing that I would highly suggest you bringing that I don't have present at the moment are snacks and water, okay? A little lunch, a little something, something that's not gonna make you go to the bathroom, and this is why. So I worked in retail for like 16 years by now, 16 years right now, 32, yeah, 16 years, okay? So my body is already trained for some weird stuff. But when you're at a market, you will not always be by a bathroom. You will not always have access to food. And it's a very long, physically demanding day. So you want to be able to feed yourself and give yourself proper nutrients, even if it's just a little bit. However, whatever size water bottle you bring and your water preference, like I highly suggest bringing that. Using the bathroom when you get to the market, finding out where the bathrooms are. How far is it away from your table, right? Can you make a little table buddy and ask them that if you have to go to the bathroom, that they can watch your table for you, and vice versa. Sometimes that works. Sometimes I don't always feel comfortable with that. So be prepared to possibly not have access to a bathroom. Best case scenario, you do. Worst case scenario, you don't. You do not want to be caught super hungry or thirsty when you're engaging with people, you're talking to people, you're networking. You really, really want to make sure that you bring snacks and water. Some of my favorites are bananas, trail mix, some almonds. I'll sometimes have a little bit of chocolate just to give myself a little energy boost if I need it. I always make sure I have a coffee, so that's neither here nor there. And then I have a hydro flask, 40 ounce, that I bring with me. I'm probably dating myself, but the hydro flask still works. So that's what we use. So those are the things that I bring. They're not present here, but as now I'm doing this video, I'm like, oh shit, like I gotta tell them this. This is for little markets too. So snacks and water. All right. So you have pen and paper, you have your backup charger, you have your snacks. We're still at the coffee shop where they provide tables for us. They provide water, coffee, a little bit of snackage. The bathroom is right here. Great, right? What else do I need? Business cards or something that you can give to your customer that they will remember you by. I don't like mine. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like mine. A friend of mine designed my logo. I do like my logo. I like where I was going creatively with my business cards, but I gave them the wrong type of paper. So my business cards are like super flimsy. But I've spent money for this, so I will be using them all. But on my business card, I have my business name, thrifts and gifts, because that's pretty much what my business has. On the back, I have my first name, last name. I have my QR code for my Instagram. I have my website, and I have my @ handle. So, do you need all that on a business card? No, you don't have to if you don't want to. It is good to have because you want to keep people coming back to you, or you want to start trying to build a clientele base, or anything like that. So the best way to do that is giving them as many means to contact you as possible, or that you feel comfortable with. So some people think that business cards are obsolete. I don't. Even though I don't love my business cards, and I really do plan on recreating some more, these are still perfect to staple to a bag, staple to a receipt if you have receipts. I watch a lot of bookbinding and art markets. You can slip these into a book, or you get the drift. They're just great. You can still give them to people. You can tack them on places. So business cards. I did mine at UPS because I was in a pinch, but you may know that you can get it done through Zazzle. You can do Canva. There's so many different ways. Etsy, there's so many different ways that you can get business cards made in a way that's very inexpensive. And maybe if your business is not super creative, or you don't consider yourself a creative person, even within those apps to get your business card made, there are creative people that are probably more than happy to help you bring your vision to life. But I really do suggest business cards as well. Another thing that it's not here, but it's on your phone, is how are you going to accept payment? My rule of thumb after being in retail for 16 years is accepting payment in as many forms as you feasibly can. That also, again, make you comfortable. If you want to accept cash, it's helpful. Yeah, I don't know where my keys are. I brought my keys so I could open this, but Give me a second. And we're back like I never left. And we're back. So you can get one of these. Now, I'll be honest. I just got a money box this year. I just got a money box. Because everything costs so much money. And unless you just have a lot of money to invest in your business, you may be bootstrapping it, okay? This is not a necessity. It's not a necessity. It is a want. It is a, it's familiar maybe. It's nice, but it's definitely not a necessity. If you are being safe, I used a fanny pack for 2 years. I used the fanny pack for 2 years. It's on my person. I don't have to have a key for it. It was free. It was available. And all I did was had some change, and I would make sure I was able to change people's monies out. And I would, as soon as I got in the car, if I could go deposit that money into my business account, I did. If I couldn't, then, that sucker went underneath the chair or something, if you handle a lot of cash. So this is great to have, but it's not necessary. A lot of people, as we probably know, as consumers, this is what it looks like. Okay. A lot of people, as consumers that we may know, are cashless, or I don't think that they find it surprising if you want to be cashless. So have a lot of different pay apps on my phone. When I first started doing markets, I noticed that a lot of people had Cash App and Zelle. Then it graduated to Venmo, and now, you know, it's, do you accept card or cash? 3 years later, and I want to emphasize that, 3 years later, I am now able to accept all forms of payment. When I first started, it was a fanny pack and cash, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. Those were the ways that I accepted payment, and I would change money out of my fanny pack, right? Now, I upgraded to this because remember, my long-term life project is to make this a brick and mortar. I don't believe you need a full, like, whole POS system. So this is like an investment that should pay off, and it was super inexpensive, and I would just have that in my store, literally. I'm not kidding you. Let's get to this thing, and this is going to be the last thing, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up. There's so much more, but I want to chop these videos up as much as possible. So again, 3 years later, I now accept all forms of payment. This was an investment for me. I didn't find it necessary at the time, but I understood in the investment, okay? Mine is Stripe. So when I first found out about these, I thought it was just Square. The reason that I did not pull the trigger is because the setup and the nature of my business, Square was not compatible with my website that I use. So I would still have to manually do my inventory. And Square was talking about charging in a way that I didn't understand, so I didn't want to touch it. My website is through Wix, and Wix told me that I was eligible to get their version of Square, which is, I think it's called Stripe. Yeah, it's Stripe Reader M2. And with the money that I made from my first market in May, outdoor market, I invested in some things for my business, right? So I'm gonna open this and I'm gonna talk about it. So this is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have seen it. So I can tap to pay, I can also chip to pay, and I can do that now from my phone as well. I have that compatibility to do with my phone. I don't want to say that this is necessary, but because I do believe in accessibility and giving people information at the very, 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 very beginning stages. And at the very, very, very beginning stages of my business, this was very intimidating to me. And I didn't want to invest the money in this at the moment. Okay, that was my personal choice. Now where I'm at, and I'm trying to get more comfortable, I'm trying to be more brave, I really do believe that this is going to be a game changer for me at markets, because how many people make purchases just on a credit card? Like, if I have a higher priced item, you may be more inclined to buy it if you can charge it on a credit card than you having $500 in your account, right? I may start the next video off with this just to give more details, or anything if you all want more details. But yeah, this is great to have if you can get it. It is not mandatory though, but it is really, really, really great to have. All right. So now, if you are on your way to your first market, you would be ready to go. Again, the example for this market was what things that I kind of took with me for my very, very, very first market at coffee shops, where a table was provided, chairs were provided. But then as I was realizing different things, I was like, but you know what? They may not be at a coffee shop. They may be here, or they may be there. But this is for the type of markets that I would say are very, very entry level, are nicer to first time market attendees, because everybody is not, and to people who are ready to just take that next step and they don't have any idea on what to bring, and they may not have a whole lot of money. So if you don't have a whole lot of money, or you've invested all of your money into your supplies for your business, these are the bare minimum things that I would suggest for you to grab, and this is the recap. A journal and a pen to write down all sorts of things. And we know we can go to the dollar store and get both of these things, or you probably have it lying around in your house. A backup battery, because no matter where you go, you want to make sure that your phone is charged, especially if you're accepting payment from it. Business cards, whether you like them or not, because they are important. They are great to leave in bags, staple to bags, or just help people stay in contact with you or be able to find you at a later time. And snacks and water. Snacks and water. Not necessarily this, but something that is safe to put cash in if you decide to handle cash. I just don't have my fanny pack present, and this was really close, so I just grabbed this. So that can look like a fanny pack, that could look like a money pouch. If you have a little bit more money to invest, or you just want to feel really safe and secure, that can look like a money box, but you do want to have something to handle cash, because some people do still pay in cash. And then again, if you have the money to invest, or you feel comfortable and you're ready to take that next leap, a card reader of some sort, and do make sure you just do your research. So that would be what I would suggest for first-time market attendees, to pack with them to go to a market, just to feel a little bit more prepared. I am very excited to make this a series. Part of what I want my YouTube to be is a space of learning, education, and me sharing things that I've learned in my line of work, again, which is retail. One of the things that's always stuck with me is that you show how much you've learned when you can teach others. So I really want that to be a part of this. And I just want to talk about business and, my business and how I'm doing it, because again, I hear a lot of people who are making $50,000 a year doing their business, and that's great. Like I would love to get there one day, but I don't hear enough people who are bootstrapping. I don't hear enough people who are just starting, and I would love to be a part of that sound and those people, so that you can feel motivated to keep going, and you can feel motivated that your business and your dreams are worth it. No matter what capitalism says, you do not need to be making money. The goal is to be making money, but if you're not making money at this stage, it doesn't mean that it's a bad idea, and it doesn't mean that you're failing. And I think that's important to hear from other people who are doing it. So that is it. I am learning how to look at comments more consistently. So if you really like this video, please make sure you comment below. Comment some things that you use if you're a regular market attendee. Let's put some links in the comments for other people to see, like what are some products that you really love, what are some products that you really wouldn't recommend. Let's talk about how you're finding your markets. Like, I want this portion of my YouTube to be very interactive, so please drop anything in the comment that you like in regards to this video. Please let me know if there is a more in-depth video that you would want to have. So like, for example, this can be a whole video by itself, the card reader, right? How to determine how much cash to bring can be a whole video. But I would love to tailor this to what you all are looking for and what you all would like. But if I don't get any comments, I'm just gonna keep, going with the flow. But thank you so much for watching this quick little video. Again, my name is Cece, and yeah, I will see y'all next time. Bye.